Tell you what, OBS has some weird fucking errors sometimes. This is my second attempt because the first attempt at recording this rant was mute for no apparent reason. Anyways, I'm really frustrated with how Twitter is feeding me nothing but goddamn drama bait. That seems to obviously be the modus operandi of all social media. It is ways to trap you on the site, even if that's clearly and obviously detrimental to you. And I'm not going to pull up studies like, say, how they proved that TikTok was causing Tourette's in teenagers. I'm not going to bring up studies about the suicidality that it causes. I'm a writer. I like to read books. I review books. I surround myself with indies as best I can. And the indies are driving me up the wall right now. Most of you, in fact. There's like 3 types of indies that my feed is filled with. People that are posting nothing. You do have to advertise a little bit. People that just mindlessly advertise and just like have an automated post to repost their stupid link every single time, just mindlessly. That's not good engagement in my opinion. I can't imagine who's going to buy a book like that. And then there's the people that are drama farming, or concern trolling, or baiting, or getting into these fights, or taking swipes at other creators, or just generally being toxic for no good reason. If you looked at these arguments, you would swear that they think that the other authors out there are directly competing with them. That someone else succeeding means you're not succeeding. One of the debates I'm seeing, one of them is obviously Shad has caused a conniption on Twitter because he keeps thumping for AI art. Have you seen me use AI art? I think you know what side I'm on there. But then the next most common one is like the integrity of reviews. Because there is a whole bunch of people that believe that if you didn't like it, don't talk about it. You know, they're just hobbyists. You know, they're just getting started. They're trying to get their feet wet. You can't hold them to the same standard. I obviously disagree with that if you've watched my reviews. I'm very honestly open with, hey, I read this indie book, such as The Long Moonlight. I hated it. I rank books on a tier list relative to each other because when I do find something good, I want people to know that if I'm saying it's good, they can trust me, that it is genuinely good and worth their time, and more importantly, worth their money. But what we're all fighting for is time. I'll come back to that. By bad luck, I just haven't come across a particularly good indie book yet. That leads to this fight that keeps cropping up. I swear, like every 2 weeks like clockwork, it's just not going away. And maybe it's because I have so many accounts I follow that are based around caring about the Rippaverse. And let's be real here. ISOM1, mediocre. Is it going to start a great company? Maybe. Time will tell. Did it do anything very wrong, very offensively bad? No, it's B tier inoffensive. It is a point to bring in people to get the ball rolling. That's fine as a business decision. Yeah, Eric is not the best comic creator. Whoop-de-doo, maybe he's going to get better. I hear ISOM 2 is significantly better. All indies are, of course, on the improvement. Unless they're just like there are people that are just like, yeah, I wrote 1 book as a hobby. Isn't this great? Give me a pat on the back. Not talking about them. But when people go around acting like ISOM 1 is the best comic ever produced because it made money, and then people read it and go, it's kind of mid. Or, oh, wow, I really like this movie critic. He must have written a great book. Isn't this great that there's a paint-by-numbers spy thriller? It's kind of, okay, and the problem is if people said, yeah, it's okay, there wouldn't be this debate. It's because some people are like, no, you have to be positive, you have to support. People need to get established. They need to build audiences. They need the help. And then there's other people going, yeah, but you're selling me a lie right now. And that keeps causing a freaking argument. And that when other authors disagree, they start swiping at each other. There was that huge flare-up with JDA and Monster Hunter International guy, where they just started going at each other. At least JDA kept making videos about it and bringing on people to bitch about it. And just annoying me generally. I don't want to read either of their products if that's how they behave. And that's how they monetize, and that's how they build on social media, even though that is how social media works. I recognize that. But social media is the actual villain here. Let's not kid ourselves. It is not only the villain, but it is the actual competition. Social media and other entertainment like that is actually what is screwing over indie creators. It's not Disney. It's not the movies. It's fucking TikTok. Okay? Because what you're actually competing for when you try to sell a book, if I say, hey, buy Game of Coin, it's a $17 book, and you'll be entertained for 7 hours, and it's great, and you'll get pulled into my wonderful world where you'll want to see all the other stories I have, blah, 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 blah. I'm asking for 7 hours of someone's time, maybe longer if they're a slow reader. People are very stingy with their time, but they're also very wasteful with their time if you ask them about it. Because people are tired between work, food, hygiene, bodily functions, sleep, family obligations, taxes, yard work, house repair, you name it. Stuff that people don't really have a choice about. They end up with very tiny slivers of leisure, and that doesn't necessarily line up with energy. And so if you write a book that requires people to actually think about it, that takes effort that a lot of people don't necessarily have, so they're going to be very hesitant to hand it over. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. In fact, that's another thing. You wish you were competing with other indie creators, because if you were, you could just make a better product. That would be the solution. If what you were actually competing with was people in your medium, you could just be better. But you clearly are not like that. If you look at bestseller lists and awards, like that is clearly not actual quality. It just doesn't work like that. It is the ability for that story to pull people away and give them a reason to engage with it, instead of obsessing about political events on Twitter, instead of following YouTuber drama clickbait videos back and forth, instead of vegetating with Netflix on one screen and a Minecraft streamer on the other, while watching a big titty VTuber on a third stream. When you are competing with multi-billion-dollar companies willing to hire psychologists, psychiatrists, hypnotists, con men, and everything in between to build the exact best algorithm that will like say with your phone will listen to the noise, the ambient noises the microphone can pick up, to figure out what room in your house you're in statistically, to target when they will give you specific types of ads and you'll be most likely to interact with them. That's what you're competing with. That is why people are spending less time reading books and reading comics and talking about movies and engaging with fandoms. It's also the economy cratering. I'm not an economics channel. We all see our grocery store prices. But people only have so much time, and it is currently being sucked up by low effort leisure. And you can't really blame people for doing that. Life is hard nowadays, or at least it seems hard. And, for the record, you should probably drink more water, get more sleep, go for a walk every once in a while, and you'll realize that you have more energy and more mental clarity to engage with harder things in your day. Just general health advice right there, real controversial, but that's the James Craig advice. That is the actual competition. So it's just annoying me when I see creators yelling at each other on Twitter about, why aren't you supporting indies correctly? You're just clout chasing. You should have told them that in private so they can look better, instead of trying to prop yourself up by putting them down. Even though you can see some of the stupidest, worst trash advertisements, I have seen covers that you can't read the title. How are you that stupid? People need to be able to read the title of your book if you want them to buy it. So I'm really, really tired of the Twitter drama. I am going to start blocking and muting if this continues, because I need to clear it up. I would prefer weirdo anime posters that just want to share memes. Like, Is that going to get me readers? I don't know, maybe. But hey, yeah, I don't think I'm alone in being annoyed with this swiping. And you know what? If you're under the gun and stressed because your crowdfunder is coming up on a deadline and you haven't funded yet, I get that you're under stress. I'm sorry. I feel for you. Getting in fights on Twitter may feed the algorithm, but you're feeding the beast. You're not helping yourself. Till then, like and subscribe and join the book club because in take one, I did a really good job of pointing out that Frankenstein is this month's book club, and we're going to be doing the live stream on October 28th because this is my book prop I should have been using if I was a better performer for this. Till next time, subscribe, join the book club, buy my book, yada yada, YouTuber things. Yeah.